Watch me ride.
Oh yeah, that's starting to clean up nicely. As you can tell, this just takes a lot of time. Spray it, wait a minute, scrub it, wipe it off, spray it, wait a minute, scrub it, wipe it off, and just repeat until it's to the level that you want it to be. But that's cleaning up nicely already. One of the camera's memory cards filled up, so I just missed it a little bit. But basically I'm going to continue doing this for about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour, I don't know. I'm just going to keep spraying it and repeating that process. And I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So I'm going to stick some tunes on and get on with that.
And it's in one respect or another, every man's lane. Some people always demand explanations for the things you do. And its simple justification is you're doing them because you're you. Right on.
Well, there we go. It's not done by any means, but it's a lot closer to being done than it was. One of the things with the metalworks that does make it difficult for me to show filming is because I don't just do one thing, like, you know, A, B, C, D, F, G. I work on other stuff in between when I'm waiting on parts and stuff like that. So, something else that I need to get done today, which I'm just going to quickly show you, is the process of cleaning up a sprocket that will become a clock, a wall-mounted one, in the future. But I thought I'd show you this, because this is something I came up with and I kind of impressed myself with it. It's a clamping method for sprockets when you're working on them. Obviously there's no need for this anywhere else. Big screw goes through here into blocks of wood. Tighten the wood around the screw. And then solid as an absolute rock. And because I put a big washer on there, it doesn't leave any marks. Now, let's give this a quick wipe off, because there's a lot of grease on it. I've got to wire wheel this. What the hell? The face detection just picked that up as a face, and now I can't unsee it. Oh! Oh, that's too good. Well done, Canon. Top marks. Oh, that's looking great. Put some nice scratches into it, but as long as you get a lot of scratches over an area and they're even, it looks awesome. It gives it a great finish. You know, it's kind of like brushing metal. I do aluminium brushing on some of the clock faces, and you have to basically do all vertical or horizontal lines. You have to go in one direction only, and it takes a lot of time, and if you put one twist on it in the wrong direction, oh man, you pay for it. So I hope people appreciate when I say hand brush aluminium, I mean hand brush aluminium. You know, some of these videos might fall into that category of satisfying videos, because it is very satisfying to do this. I wonder if it's satisfying to watch. From filthy and dirty to clean and sparkly in front of your eyes. Oh, it's so smooth. I like using pieces of wood as soft jaws because you can absolutely destroy them and not care about them. And just, you know, grab another piece of 2x4 and chop 2 pieces out, and you've got yourself some fresh new ones. And if you want to clamp stuff in it to weld, you don't care about it because you burn it. Although there is a weird effect that the gas is giving off with the weld, and I try not to do it too close to it these days. Bit of oil, wipe it down. I don't mind using a dirty rag because when I clean it off with a clean one afterwards, in the very deepest of grooves you get a little bit of colour left, and it's not something that will come off on your hands, but it's just that little bit of staining, and it gives it such a more aged look. I'm liking this. It's got a nice matte finish on it, so a nice aluminium plate in that one, silver and silver, red hands maybe, don't know. If you didn't know, I spray paint all the hands. Yes, the coloured ones. In the early days I managed to get red ones, now I get silver ones, and I have silver is just how they come. Any other colour is how I've painted them. One guy just recently bought a clock which I double spray painted the hands with both blue and green, and made this like iridescent effect. I don't know quite how I managed to do it, but it turned out nice. So that guy got a one-off probably, because I don't know if I'll be able to repeat doing it that well. Anyway, for the future, oh yes, there is another one. This is the thing, I have to be really getting these clocks out. Oh no! A flaw in my plan. That'll work. This one, however, this has got really deep grooves all over it, and I don't know if I want to keep those. I'm thinking of doing something weird. I'm going to go over it with an angle grinder with a flapping disc and see if I can like polish it. Is that a good idea? If I don't try, I don't know. So this could be a massive failure and I might lose this sprocket. I hope not. What's also going to be interesting is I do know this wood screw is going to be flat by the time I'm done, because I'm going to grind that down. Okay, well I've got my 80 grit flap disc. If you wonder what a flap disc is and why it's called a flap disc, and that is F-L-A-P, it's if you imagine lots of little strips of, can you see this? That's a bit out of focus. Lots of little strips of sandpaper flapped over each other, so as you wear through them they wear into a fresher piece underneath, and basically they're amazing. You can go really hard with them and take a lot of metal off, or you can go very gently with them and get a nice polished finish. And now you're going to see me attempt to do that. It'll be fine. Be fine. The only way we learn is from making mistakes. And I feel like I'm about to learn. I might quite like that as it is. You can't see why, because the light's not moving. That's why. It's losing it with the circles of the grinder and the concentric lines of what was in it before. We've now got this really cool pattern. I'll see, I'm not going to go any further because that might be a really cool pattern to keep. But the back side, I'll make flat because I can experiment. It doesn't matter if it's flat in the back, and I can experiment going further. Right, I'm going to go harder on this side. Look at the fit on this. See, that's what a flap disc can do. It just completely flattens the surface. Can't even feel it's there other than the cross in the middle. And the fact it's really hot. Do you know what? I don't know what grease was on this. I didn't clean it fully, but it smells like other people's cooking in here. Do you know what I mean by that? When you go past someone's house and it's that smell. It's like, God, what is that food? I've never smelt that food before, and the only place you smell it is in other people's houses, and you're like, well, does my house smell like that? And I'm like, no, of course it doesn't. I don't know what it is these people are cooking. See, that's pretty cool too. I'll do more cleaning on it, maybe go over with 1000 grit or something to just polish it up a bit more, but I don't want to lose that effect. But anyway, these two are for the future. The big clock is next, so well, let's finish the video up and I'll let you know what's going on with that. I just had a thought, as I've knackered this screw, why don't I show you the difference in what pressure will do with a angle grinder, and how it is, as I say, it's a skilled precision tool, light and gentle to start with, and then I'm just going to eat this thing. So that was very light and smooth, and it's just polished the top slightly. It's, yeah, just really sharp now. This would slice you to bits. But now let's see how quickly I can eat the head off of it. 30 seconds and the end doesn't exist anymore. It was actually starting to melt the surface of the metal as I was lifting it off. You can see it was glowing orange, and I could see how it was pooling over slightly, because it's the pressure and the friction and then the heat as it builds up that really starts eating in. That's why if you go light over the surface, you don't build so much heat up and the material doesn't become softer. Smoking! The next stage with this clock is I need to weld the base, well not the base, you know, the middle bits together. I've got to wait on those nuts and bolts. So the next video, I guess I'll be welding that together, and I'll also be making this into the actual clock itself, ready to mount, because I need the clock finished to be able to then work out how I'm going to connect, or how I'm going to hang this off of that in a stable way. That is only decided at the point that it's all together and I can literally just see the gaps and go, okay, well this is what I can do. So thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy this content, please remember to share it with people that might enjoy it, your mates on Facebook, or follow me through social media as well. I'd really appreciate that, because it would massively help me in the channel, and it would obviously bring new people into a content that they may be enjoying, seeing this being built and then continuing this basically over different things as I build different stuff, and obviously that will help aid me push myself into building different things and maybe more complex things. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.